It's Memorial Day. I'll be spending the day by the pool, but first we're gonna do some shopping. Follow me. Here we go. Now the rule is, since my husband is paying for all of this, I cannot buy anything but makeup. So balloons and trinkets and all the fun things in the dollar store. We're not looking. I need a card. Let's do this. Beauty out of 5. This is where we're going. Alright, and here is our plethora of stuff to choose from. So the first thing we're going to take a look at is foundation. Now, I don't know about this brand, LA Colors. Never really used it, but I know that it's very popular here. Let's see if we can find any foundation. We got liquid makeup, True Beige, and yeah, we got some limited choices here. So True Beige, it looks like it is. That's, yeah, okay. And let's see here. We got smoky, we got bold. We need a palette. Let's do this one. We'll do this one. And we got ourselves some highlighter. Shine bright. I need something really, really happy, bright, and I don't know what we're doing. We're doing it. Highlighter. And some bronzer, which I actually never really use. But we're gonna do it. We're gonna do some bronzer. Ew, sparkles. We're doing sparkles. And we need a little eyeliner here. We're gonna do smudge-proof black liner. And we want some enhanced and define. We want big lash mascara. We want big lashes. And just in case, we're gonna get ourselves some false lashes too. So we're gonna do that. And let me see. I need a blush. We need blush. Let's check out blush. Do they have any? Bronzer, base powder, highlighter. Okay, well I don't see blush. So we don't need any blush. We're not doing it. But we are gonna do a lip duo. Let's do a lip duo in Charm. Yeah. And do we need a brush? Do we need a brush? You know, I don't need brushes. Okay, I'm not gonna buy the brushes. If you've seen my makeup room, yeah, no, we're not doing that. So let me see. Is there anything I'm forgetting? Is there anything I'm forgetting? Under eye concealer. No. Okay, and that's everything. Let's go check out and find out how much this is gonna cost. All right, guys, $12.13. This is what we got going. Ta-da! $12.37. Now let's see what we can do with it. Welcome back, unicorns. Okay, so you saw the shopping excursion, and in the interest of fairness, there were a few things I couldn't find. I couldn't find setting powder, I couldn't find contour, and I couldn't find primer. So in the interest of fairness, rather than use high-end primer, contour, and setting powder, I'm going to be using drugstore brands to supplement. So the majority of the look that I'm going to be doing today is going to be dollar store makeup, but a few items will be supplemented with drugstore brands, so I used as low-end cost-wise as I could. This is not to say that they are low in quality. A lot of drugstore makeup is very high-quality makeup, and so I like what I have, but it is more affordable. Certainly not the level of dollar store affordability, but affordable. So when I supplement with the drugstore items, I will be sure to mention it. As you can see, I am barefaced. Just to full disclosure, I have already primed my face with my e.l.f. C Brightening Putty Primer. Again, all the products will be listed in description box below. But most of the products I'll be using today are actually from a company called LA Colors, which seemed to be the prominent company that was represented at Dollar Tree, where I purchased all this makeup today. I'm going to go ahead and insert a picture of all the products that I purchased right now. And then I'm going to zoom you in and we'll get started. Okay, so we're zoomed in and you see me in a very rare state with my eyebrows done and my e.l.f. C Brightening Putty Primer on, but nothing else. And you know I hate this, and I very rarely come on camera with no foundation. But one of the things we purchased from Dollar Tree was the LA Colors Liquid Makeup. I will say this is a water-based makeup. It is very sheer coverage. I am not going to get the coverage on my melasma that I want to, but we're going to go ahead and apply it. The first thing I'm using is a concealer brush so I can carve out my eyebrows. I wear eyebrow tattoos, so they're already done. I did not include any eyebrow products in my shopping excursion. So let's go ahead and get started with that, and you'll see what I'm talking about very sheer light coverage. It does not really perform well. I did swatch this on my wrist just to check the color match, which is not a true color match, but because it's so sheer, I can kind of get away with it, but it's not going to give me the coverage on my cheeks that I want it to. So again, carving out my brows, I may fast forward some of this, but for now, you'll kind of see, you know, some of what I'm doing. I'll fast forward a little bit and include a little bit, but yeah, here we go. I will say it's a water base, and my putty primer, it doesn't really give the ingredients, but I think it's more probably silicone based, so I'm already off to a bad start because it is not a match. But I'm just kind of carving out my brows, and then I'm going to go in with my beauty blender and apply the rest of my face. It is very thin and liquidy. I don't know how buildable it is, but we're about to find out. I feel like most of it is soaking in to the sponge more than anything. Actually, I'm not too disappointed in the color match. I was really worried because most of the colors that were available at the dollar store were very dark, and I was afraid this wouldn't be a really good color match, but I do have yellow undertones because of the melasma, so this seems to be working out pretty well. It's very light, it's very thin and liquidy. I don't know that I'm getting really the coverage that I want because I don't have too much in the way of melasma on my forehead, and I haven't gotten to my nose and cheeks yet, so we're about to find out together. It is a very small container, so I would say it won't go very far, and I do feel like a lot of it is probably absorbing into my sponge. But let's try and see what kind of coverage I get with it. So just a little down the nose, a couple under the eyes. I'm not mad at the color, but I can already tell I'm not going to get the coverage out of it that I want. Now I will say that the setting powder I'm using is actually a foundation powder from L'Oreal. Again, drugstore brand. It's the Loreal Infallible 24-hour fresh wear setting foundation powder. So that may help give me a little extra coverage. But you can see where I have all the brown patching in here. Worse on this side, especially since I have scarring from surgery. I don't think it's going to cover very well, but let's find out together, shall we? Now, normally I start from the inside out, but because this is thin and very lightweight, I want to get the most coverage on the outside where the scarring is. So I'm starting there, and yeah, it's not performing. I will say that it's not bad. It's very lightweight and sheer. It feels nice on the skin. So if you don't have a lot of discoloration, if your skin is very dry, it's water-based and hydrating, so it's not necessarily a bad foundation. If you like a lightweight coverage, this is good. If you are looking for a darker, fuller coverage, skip it. So let me just go ahead and finish this. I'll probably fast forward some of this, but I'm going to finish this up and then I will resume when we're doing the setting powder. Okay, so I have my Loreal Infallible Fresh Wear 24-hour setting powder. It is a foundation in a powder. So it's probably going to give me a fuller coverage, which I really need at this point. I will say that this is very light, not very buildable, but if you have it good, when would I use this? Probably never, because I'm so self-conscious about the discoloration, and you can still really see it underneath this foundation. But I live in Arizona. It's extremely hot here, and so a lightweight foundation like this, if I'm just going to the grocery store and I'm not too concerned about people seeing the discoloration, I'm just trying to minimize it, this might actually be something I would go to. It's very lightweight, very easy to wear, just not very full coverage. But let's go ahead and set it down with my Infallible, and this is a very full coverage powder, so I think I'm going to get kind of a little more coverage out of it than I would normally get if I just used a loose setting powder such as Airspun. So if you've ever shopped at the dollar store for cosmetics, you know that they have limited product selection and limited shade ranges. I was actually very fortunate that I found a foundation that was even close to my shade. Most everything that was available to me was much darker than my own natural shade. And honestly, I don't believe I saw any setting powder at all, but if I did, it was all way out of my shade range. I will say that this foundation is not accepting powder too well. It's coming off kind of patchy, and I have used this powder multiple times before and can tell you it is not a patchy formula. It tends to go on very nicely and very smoothly, but it's sticking to this foundation in areas that, you know, into some areas where I may have applied more foundation than others. So after I'm done setting this in, I am going to go over it with a brush just to dust off any excess I can get. It's not as full coverage as the foundation I usually use, but I think it's going to be okay. We're going to get away with it. Now, they do supply brushes, which are soft. They aren't long-lasting, but they're nice. I didn't buy any because those of you who know me know that I have quite a brush fetish already, and honestly could not justify spending any extra money on brushes when I have an entire array of probably about 100 to 300 brushes already. So I'm just going to dust up any excess powder. I'm going to work on my complexion first. Normally I would work on the eyes first, but I'm not too thrilled with this palette. I liked it because it had multiple colors, but it did have limited dark colors, and they had some smoky eyes. I probably should have gone with something darker, but I was really drawn to the fact that this palette had greens and blues and purples and pinks, and looking at it after the fact, I realized I don't have any dark contour colors, so we're going to just make it work. But in the meantime, again, I could not find a contour palette, so I'm just using my e.l.f. powder contour palette, and we're just going to contour our face up a little bit, like I normally would. I will say with this foundation, products that normally go on smoothly are applying somewhat patchy. They take a little more finessing. It's workable. I mean, if nothing else, this proves that you can do a decent face for $12.37. Is it the best? No. But in a pinch, could you make it work? So far, so good. I will say this foundation hasn't been on very long and it's already starting to break up on the nose, so that's not good. I don't like that. I mean, you can see these little dots and stuff already on my nose. That's the foundation breaking up because it's water-based and I used it with a silicone-based primer, but I didn't have a water-based primer, so bad on me. I may cover it up again a little bit later, like a little this at the end, but that's not even help. It's not good. It's not good. It's not good. Alright, so we are just going to pick up with the next thing, which is the blush. And this is in the shade Spice. They had a lot of darker tones, so I picked the pinkest one that I could. And we're just going to pick up with that. So I'm going to take a little brush here, and we're going to go into this. It does come with a little brush, but I have a million, so... it's a very neutral tone, but it's pigmented. I mean, you can definitely see it there. I mean, it's applying, it's performing, it's given. Okay, not bad. I'm kind of okay with that. I'm really hating this foundation though. Really hating this foundation. But we've got the blush. She's looking okay. A little browner. I usually go for something pinker, but she's looking good. Alright, we're going to do the highlighter last. So let's go ahead and jump into the eyes. Now, this comes with a sponge tip applicator, which I never use. I know Smithy Depot loves them and can use them, but I can't speak to the quality of this one. But we're going to dip in. I'm going to do, let's start with a transition shade. So I'm going to go in with this kind of light brown here, and let's see what we get. And the answer is very little. But it's there, you know? I mean, it's a little patchy, it's a little chalky, but it's given some color payout. It's very light, but, you know, I want it to be. Now, I am disappointed it's a little pearlescent. I was hoping it'd be more matte. It doesn't look pearlescent at all in the pan. So we're just going to do the other side. Now I'm going to go into the darkest purple in the pan, which is this one right here. Not very dark, but it's the closest thing to a contour shade that we've got. So we're going to use that. And I'm going to try and make this a very simple look. So I'm going to take that a little lower in my crease. Yeah, it's not giving much. I will say that there's not, as chalky as this formula is, there's not a lot of fallout, which is nice. But it does go on patchy. It's not very dark and pigmented. It takes a lot of work, and I think it's going to be a very natural nude kind of look no matter what I do. But we're going to try and darken this up as much as I can. This is, like I said, the darkest color in the palette. I should have picked better. Yeah, so far, not loving LA colors. But you see how it's kind of giving me this patchy little U shape in here. No matter what I do, I'm not able to fill it. And it's just, it's not very buildable. It is very patchy. It's very chalky. There is some fallout in the pan, but not too much, I will say that. Yeah, this foundation is really settling into creases. Like I said, I'm going to try and keep this look as simple as possible. But, yeah, and these seem to have, like, a sheer reflection to it, a reflective, light reflective kind of quality, even though they look matte in the pan. They don't look shimmery, but they look almost satin finish, which, you know, nothing wrong with that, but it's not what I'm going for. Let's see if I can build this up anymore. Yeah, no, that seems to be about as dark as I'm going to get it. Alright, next I'm going to go in with a light pink shade, and that is because I also got some light pink chunky glitter to put on my lid, so I'm going to use this shade right here, and let's see if we get any color out of it. I'm going to put that all over my lid, and yeah, I'm not getting much from it at all. Let's try it with my finger. And I'm not even getting much on my finger. I am getting a little more color payout with my finger, but not much. It's very subtle. But we're doing it. It's happening. I'll try it with my brush again. Just get it all covered. Okay, and finally I'm going to try and highlight my brow with the white, which is right here. Again, it looks like it might have a pearlescence to it. We're going to find out. Yeah, it does. That's actually kind of pretty. Again, it's a little patchy. The quality is not good. But I like the little subtle kind of satiny shimmer. And it's definitely working to highlight the brow. Okay. So we're going to take a little of that purple and go underneath. And I'm going to use a fluffy brush instead of a definer brush just because I'm going to kind of blow it out. Yeah, nothing. I wish this palette is bold. Why doesn't it have a black? And for as bold as it's supposed to be, the colors aren't all that bold. They come off more pastel. Alright, so the glitter I got is actually chunky glitter. And normally at this point I would put down a glitter glue, but it has a petroleum base, which is supposed to make it stick. So I have a feeling it's going to crease the shadow that I laid down first, but we're just going to do it. So I'm digging my finger in, and I will say it's kind of thick and heavy. It has moons and stars and hearts in it, which is kind of cute, but let's see what actually transfers when I try to lay it down. Not much. There we go. Well, we're getting something though. I can totally see this creasing the shadow though, but yeah, we're getting some moons and stars and stuff and hearts. I mean, it's definitely panning out something. Oh yeah, some chunky stuff going on here. Alright, I'm not, it's okay. It's okay. Trying to keep this look simple, but a little glam, and it's definitely reflective. We'll see how it creases, how it wears as I continue to do my makeup. The next thing we're going to do is do our tight line. And for that, I'm going to use the Auto Eyeliner from LA Colors in black. And let's see how it performs on the waterline, shall we? It is a retractable pen, or gel pen, so you don't need to sharpen it. Let's give it a go. It's stiff. It's giving me something. Yeah, not so much on the waterline though. Tight line, it's paying off. Waterline, not so much. And it's actually making my eye red because it hurts. In order to get any kind of payoff, you have to go really hard. I'm already getting glitter fallout from a petroleum product that was supposed to stick. Well, that's sad. It's so sad it's making me cry. Alright, next thing I'm going in is Big Lash from LA Colors. It's supposed to make your lashes big. Let's try it out. And that's doing virtually nothing. Well, I mean, I'm seeing it. It's definitely making them darker. It transfers a lot to the upper lid, so I'm going to have to go in and scratch that off, which means I'm going to lose a lot of the glitter I laid down. But I'll do that after I put the false lashes on. Let's see if I can get any payoff on the bottom lashes. Huh? A little. Something there. Okay. That's alright though. I thought this out and I got some LA Colors DramatiLash false eyelashes in the style Dainty. So we're just going to use my Duo Lash Glue and I'm going to apply these lashes on off camera and we'll come back to finish up with the highlighter and the lips. Be right back. Okay, so mascara and lashes are on, eyeliner is on. The eyeliner doesn't perform. The lashes are light, but there's so much adhesive holding them to the container that when you peel them off, it actually damages the lashes and they're almost invisible to see. I did try to use some of the liner to cover the band, but the liner doesn't perform, so it wouldn't cover the band. You would need a liquid liner for that, which I did not purchase. So let's go ahead and pick up with the highlighter. And for that, I am using the shade Shine Bright. And it's the LA Colors Shimmer Highlighter, if I can even figure out how to open it. There we go. And the container is actually falling apart as I open it. So I'm going to get my fan brush and we're going to see how this goes. So you know me, you know I love the boop. So we're going to start with the boop. Okay, it's subtle, but it's there. Yeah, no, I see it. I see it. See how it goes on the cheeks. Very subtly. But it's buildable. Oh yeah, it's very buildable. Okay, so far, out of everything, the highlighter is probably my favorite thing so far. Yeah, I'm not hating that highlighter. I actually may reach for that again. It doesn't go on very brilliant at first, but it's extremely buildable. And definitely catches the light. That is probably the best thing so far. So let's go ahead and finish the look up. I got a lip duo. And I got it in a shade I cannot read, but we're going to start with the lipstick, which is kind of a berry color. I didn't get a lip liner because I couldn't find one. It's not very opaque. It smells like berry or candy. It smells good. And it goes on easily. It's very creamy. Glides right on, and it's very pigmented, but not very opaque. And I think I would have had more luck with it if I was able to have found a lip liner in a similar color. Or any lip liner at all. But it is very creamy. It does feel very moisturizing. It's very nice in that respect. Now this comes with a shimmer glitter on the other side, which I feel would take off some of the color, but we're going to do it. So let's give it a shot. Hey, yeah, it really doesn't create that much shine. Well, there's some glitter in it, so it has some reflective properties. Ultimately, I think dollar store makeup is a huge fail, but again, if you're running behind or you're traveling and forget your makeup case, can you make it work? You can. I don't know. For me, it's a big thumbs down, dog. Just no. But, you know, if you're on a budget, you can make anything work. You know, makeup is affordable and available. It's out there. You just got to know how to work with it. I obviously don't know how to work with this, but this was the best I could do. So thank you for joining me. What do you think about dollar store makeup? Do you have any of it? Have you used LA Colors? Is there a particular product that you like? Tell me in the description box below. Please hit the notification bell. Please subscribe. Please like the video. It helps the algorithm and we're really trying to grow. Tell me what you want to see in future videos. I look forward to hearing from you. And in the meantime, stay magical.